Welcome to Subramani. Uh, it is fashionable to say that you should read a lot to be a good investor. Partially true, partially false. Why am I saying partially true? Is first of all, you should know what to read, and that's very difficult because you really need to read a lot to know what not to read, right? So, my simple guide is read books, not magazines, not analyst reports, not random events being explained with elaborate details saying, today you can find websites and magazines giving you astrological reasons why the market went up or why the market went down. Normally people don't need reasons to know why the market went up. It is only when the market goes down people ask what happened, and then there is astrological explanation, there is charts, there are all those kind of things, right? So is there any point in reading such stuff? Answer is no. If you are an investor for say 30 years, does it matter what is my view on that company for next 2 months or 3 months? I am a chartist, so I have a short term view, so that is what I am giving you. So does it make sense for you to read that? No, because you are a long term investor, right? So understand what you should read, and far more important, understand what you should not read. Also, I think reading is exaggerated. Don't look at only a Charlie Munger or a Buffett and say they read a lot. Yes, they read a lot. Maybe they make notes. Maybe they go and reread those same books, right? I don't know how they read, but if you are a reader, be an active reader. Read, make notes, understand, implement. If you are not going to do all this, it makes no sense. Another important thing about reading is when you buy a book because somebody told you, or you picked up some excerpt somewhere and you thought the book will be good. Pick up that book, read 10, 12, 15 pages, whatever you wanted to read, specifically if you wanted to read something, and after that if you lose interest, just give it up. It is like getting up from your table when you are full, or you stop enjoying your food, right? If you stop enjoying your food, just stop eating, because that excess that you are eating is just getting wasted, right? So similarly, you must read people who have a different opinion from yours. It's very important, right? So today if somebody says, oh, this Gillette is a bad share, or Colgate is a bad share, or HUL is a bad share, I'm very keen to know why they have that view, right? So I'm very keen to know. But if that person has a 3-month view and I have a 3-year view or a 30-year view, then there is no point in reading that, because it creates some bias somewhere when I am reviewing my own portfolio or reviewing a friend's portfolio. So that is something which you should be careful about, what you should read and what you do not read. And among in what you read, please make notes and interpret, and you use it that way. Don't just read and forget it, right? Also, I think watching television and reading blogs is not a very sensible thing to do. Viewing vlogs also, if they are very, very short-termish and you are a long-term investor. Every day there will be some breaking news, right? And something which says what is the correlation between A and B and C, and there may be nothing. I'm sure if you search, you will find articles saying what will be the impact of Haryana election on the stock market, or will Modi losing Haryana have a fall in the prices, and if Modi wins, will the prices go up? Honestly, 3 days after the Haryana elections, you will have no clue that you read this, right? I'm not even saying 3 years later, because let us assume that you have a 70-year investment horizon. You started at 20, you went at 90, right? So 70 years is what you're going to be investing or withdrawing. Understand that every year there will be at least 100 breaking news, right? So if 100 breaking news is only what you are watching, then 100 into 70 is 7,000 times. Are you going to react to them? Do you need to react to them? Answer is no, if it does not have a implication for your company. If the managing director of the company in which you have invested is arrested or things like that, then even then you need to look into the details as to what has happened. Is it a political move? Is it a competitor move? Is it genuinely something wrong, right? You may reduce your position and say, and then again once you find out that what you did was wrong and it was completely political, you may go back into getting a position, right? So every news item is not something to react for. and there will be people forcing you to react. If you have a relationship manager or somebody will call you and say, sir, the MD has been arrested, why don't you sell? Please understand that the person who is calling you is rewarded on the amount of activity on your portfolio, and you are rewarded by the wealth that you create in your portfolio. So there is a conflict of interest. So pay attention to the broader issues. Let's look at it this way. India's per capita income in 1947, right? India was still not considered to be a rich country, was 2,700 US dollars. Not bad at all. Then it came down to, hold your breath, in 1991 to $300, which is a fantastic achievement of Nehru and Indira, and that's what they did. I'm not getting political, I'm just saying those were the prime ministers who held that post for a long time, right? 35 years between the two of them or thereabouts. Then 1991 liberalization came, then it went to $1,100 in 2014. 2014 Narendra Modi took over, and today it is back to $2,700, which means from 1947 to 2024 your growth has been zero, right? Now starts how much will we grow and all that for the future. Now if you take past data and say this is what happened, does it mean it can go back to $300? Does it mean it can go down for so much further? Or are you happy with an 8% growth which is happening, which is fantastic, right? So remember that growth period of, no growth period of 47 to 91, that is 44 years, nothing really happened. So similarly, look around yourself, look at your cousins, your friends and your uncles, aunts, everybody's standard of living, at least I can quote for myself, is over the last 45-50 years, people who did not have cars, people who had small houses, have all got bigger houses, bigger cars, foreign vacations, what have you. All the signs of having money are now visible. So look at that instead of worrying too much about the day-to-day macro and day-to-day micro and things like that. Yes, you have to look at what is happening in the macro. But don't get obsessed with that, saying, oh my god, this year growth rate is only 7.2, I thought it is going to be 7.3. Honestly, in your life of 70 investing years, this won't really matter. So it is important to know what to read. It is important to make notes on what you are reading. And you also have to be careful about those people who have a very strong view on anything. So this is long back, I think sometime in the 1980s. I was attending a meeting of the Indian hotels, and there was this loud spoken, very well educated analyst, and then a fund manager, now perhaps not doing much, who came there, thumped the desk and said, you're making a mistake, you should not be investing in doing anything now, it's a bad time, etc, etc, etc. Must have been 88, 89, 90 perhaps. And the CFO couldn't talk much. He was a little tongue-tied, not a great communicator. So he fumbled, and everybody thought, oh my god, this guy is so smart, he's IIT and IIM and so well educated, so correctly he's saying and things like that. And I was also carried away by that guy and not by what the CFO was saying. 6 months later, the market turned, market went up, and then all the things which this company had done to its main hotel were paying back, because they had created more capacity, they had created more staff, they had invested in the front desk being better, they had invested in technology. All of that started paying back within 6-7 months. Then I realized that a desk thumping buy or a desk thumping sell does not mean anything. Look at the Haryana election, taking an example. Look at what Yogendra Yadav said. हवा बह रही है, हवा चल रही है, then he said tsunami चल रही है, और आंधी चल रही है. Okay, in the correct one, हवा चल रही है, आंधी चल रही है, तूफान चल रही है कांग्रेस की. Nothing happened. But look at the confidence with which he was talking. That is very, very unnerving when you are an analyst. So what should you really be reading? First of all, if you are investing in mutual funds, you should look at the fact sheets. Whatever you understand, and if you are convinced that the fund manager is good. For example, I invest in a few fund managers, I don't even bother seeing the fact sheet, right? Once in a while I'll go and look at the portfolio and say, oh my god, this is a lousy portfolio, but the results are good, so I won't react, right? Or sometimes I like so I have told both the 3-4 fund managers with whom I invest, sometimes I like your portfolio, sometimes I like the result, so I will never get out of these funds for 20 years. So that is one thing which you can read, must read, whatever you're happy with. When you have a substantial equity stake in a company, or substantial by your standard, maybe you put 5 crores in one company, or you put 4 crores in one company, whatever, or you put 50 lakhs, it has become 2 crores or something like that. Read the balance sheet, that's more important. No analyst has ever been told that he should read other analysts' report. Every analyst has to read the balance sheet, there is no doubt. The MDA, the director's report, you have to read it, there's no escaping. Today everything is available online, right? So if you want the Titan balance sheet, or the Titan annual report, or you want anything, any company you want, go to their website and you will find it. You will also find the talks that they have had with other analysts, all that is available to you. Read that as an investor. Reading, watching television is not learning investing. Watching blogs also is not enough, right? You have to make your notes, understand and see what you are doing vis-a-vis what you need to do. Yes, there is a lot of math involved in your goal setting, etc., etc. But after that, to think that, oh, the PE has changed, so EPS has changed, so we will have to do that, we will have to do that, do something else, is wrong. The market takes its own decision. Yes, you have to be alert. If there is a problem in a company and you come to know about it, do some investigation and then take a call. But that would be one out of 50 companies in which you have invested, or if you have invested in 40 companies, there will be one such incident every 2 years. So that is not so important. So these are the things which you must watch, and these are the things which you must avoid. Thank you.